Welcome to Life Unscripted, Adulting Uncovered, the podcast for anyone out here doing their best to grow, heal, and not totally lose it in the process. I'm your host, Brennan, and if you ever felt like the only adult still figuring it out, don't worry, you're not alone. This is the place for you. Let's stop pretending and start talking.
Guys, welcome back to another episode of Life Unscripted, Adulting Uncovered. I am Brennan, and yes, I am still the host on this podcast where we talk about all the things and we share all the feelings as we are on this journey of self-mastery and self-actualization. And today, we're talking about something that we probably don't question enough, but we feel it every single day of our lives. And some people may feel it 20 times a day, 100 times a day, but many times a day, and that is self-trust. And so I want to start with a question. When did you stop trusting yourself? And I'm not talking about like this philosophical version. I mean like the real thing, like the moment, what? What happened? What was it in your life that caused you to stop trusting yourself? Was it the moment that something broke? Was it the moment that you broke emotionally? Was it a relationship you stayed in way too long and it broke you? Or was it a dream you had and then you quit that dream because you got scared or maybe it became too hard? Or was it the moment that someone you loved made you feel like you weren't worthy of that love? See, most people think self-doubt, it kind of just shows up and it just appears, but really, it doesn't. Self-doubt is always born from self-betrayal. It's born from abandoning yourself and letting yourself down. Somewhere along the way, you stopped listening to your inner voice and you started listening to fear or to old wounds or someone else's opinion, or maybe it was anxiety disguised as logic. And anxiety disguised as logic is like the worst. I should do an entire episode just on that. But anyways, here's the truth. Before you can trust anyone else, you have to stop abandoning yourself. And let me tell you something I wish I would have known a long time ago. Self-abandonment is sneaky as hell, and it shows up on a daily basis. And if you don't watch it, you will abandon yourself moment by moment in all these instances without even knowing that you're doing it. And weeks go by and months go by, and now you have built this habit and this relationship with yourself where you're no longer accountable to yourself. And it's small things. It looks like saying yes when really everything inside you is saying no, don't do it. And then a week later, a month later, you look back on that decision or you're standing next to this person, you're like, why did I agree to do this? Or maybe it's staying with someone when your body is just screaming to leave, but you felt like you needed to stay with them because of you owed them something or you didn't want to hurt their feelings or something like that. Or maybe it was lowering your standards so someone else feels really comfortable, or tolerating a behavior that you would tell your best friend to run from. Every time you ignored yourself, you taught your nervous system that your inner voice doesn't matter. So now you question everything. Every decision feels heavy. Every choice feels risky. Every path seems confusing. You have effectively outsourced your judgment to other people because somewhere deep down, you don't believe you're capable of making the right call. You don't trust yourself. And look, here's something that might piss off some of your old patterns. You didn't lose the ability to trust yourself. You just taught yourself to silence the part of you that always knew. And I want to say that again because I think it's really, really important. You didn't lose the ability to trust yourself. You just taught yourself to silence the part of you that already knew. So, how do we build that trust again? Spoiler alert, it's not with affirmations. It's not with positive thinking alone. You can't go redo your Instagram feed so the algorithm serves you just believe in yourself quotes or protect your energy. Self-trust is built the same way any relationship is built. It's through consistent, honest actions, day in and day out. I talk a lot about daily action on my YouTube channel and on this podcast. It's how you live with purpose, how you build confidence day in and day out. So much of that is done by small daily choices, doing them over and over and over again. Here are some examples of how you can rebuild that trust. The first thing is, start keeping small promises to yourself. Not huge ones, not life-changing ones. You don't need to move to Bali tomorrow. Just because you said you were going to move to Manhattan and work on Broadway, you don't need to do that tomorrow. I'm talking about small daily choices. If you said you're going to drink more water, drink more water. If you said you're going to go to the gym tomorrow for 30 minutes instead of skipping like you have the past 4 weeks, go to the gym for 30 minutes. If you know you hate your job and your body is telling you to go, carve out 30 minutes to apply for jobs that week. Your current job is killing you. Lean into what your body's telling you. All you need is 30 minutes. Look for 30 minutes. look for 30 minutes and watch how your mind opens up this schedule. Watch less TV. Do less things of nothing. Scroll on your phone less. Your brain trusts patterns. Your brain likes repetition. The next thing is to stop negotiating with a part of you that knows what to do. You don't need more information. You don't need a sign from the heavens. You don't need clarity. You know, you have always known. The problem isn't the answers, it's courage. Just lean into what feels right because you know. Stop avoiding the truth. The next thing is to forgive yourself or the version of you that didn't know. See, this narrative that we have when we do something wrong is, I'm broken, I'm stupid, I'm weak. Don't say those things. You're not broken. You're not stupid. You're not weak. You were doing the best you could with the tools you had at the time. And you didn't abandon yourself because you wanted to. It's not like you were like, fuck myself. You did it because your nervous system was trying to protect you. And forgiveness is not about erasing the past. It's about releasing the shame that keeps you stuck in that past. So moving forward, our inner dialogue needs to be much softer. See, there's something called the parasympathetic nervous system, and it regulates your bodily functions. And when you speak to yourself with kindness and love and you're gentle, it activates the parasympathetic nervous system to help calm your body. So this isn't just some hooey-wooey that I pulled off the shelf. This is science. And finally, listen to your body. See, your mind will lie. Your fears will tell you all kind of stuff. Your trauma will tell you stuff. Your mind is full of a lot of random, crazy thoughts. I used to have a counselor that said my mind would have killed my body a long time ago if it didn't need it for transportation. And it's so true. If I would have listened to everything my mind told me to do, I would have jumped off of a cliff. I would have said something absolutely ridiculous just because it popped into my head. But see, your body knows. It will tell you the truth even when you don't want to hear it. And it comes in the form of like a tightness in your chest, or maybe it's a gulp in that pit in your stomach, or maybe it's the restlessness. Or if you have anxiety, every time you get around one specific person, that is your body telling you. And so the peace that shows up when you're making the right decisions, that's when you know, that's where we know we need to lean into. Because your body, it's never wrong. You just learn to override it. So let me leave you with this. You don't need to rebuild yourself from scratch. You don't need to call your ex to validate that you're still worthy. You don't need a wellness getaway to Tulum. And you don't need a whole identity. You just need to become someone you can trust again. And that starts with one simple question. When did you stop listening to yourself? And what would it look like if you finally did? I'm Brennan. This is Life Unscripted, Adulting Uncovered. Remember, the relationship that changes your life first is the one you rebuild with yourself. So, show up for you, honor your truth, and for once in your life, choose the voice inside you that's been trying to guide you home this whole time. And remember, like I always say, life is so much better when we stop pretending and we start talking. I will catch you next time. Take care.